Thank you so much for that gracious introduction. Hello, everyone. I want to express my gratitude to the Federation of Amharas in North America for inviting me to speak, to the Amhara Media Council for broadcasting this conference, and to all the participating speakers. I was honored to share insights on the journey of the Amhara Association of America and the broader Amhara movement, focusing on our advocacy efforts, the challenges we face as a people with respect to advocacy, and also strategies to overcome these challenges. The story of the Amhara Association of America, or AAA, is not just an organizational history. It is a reflection of the resilience of a people who refuse to be silent in the face of genocide, injustice, and suffering. AAA was founded at a time when the Amhara people lacked organized representation in the United States and diaspora in general. For decades, policies and narratives about Amhara were shaped without meaningful Amhara voices at the table. As political transitions in Ethiopia accelerated ethnic polarization and violence, Amharas increasingly found themselves marginalized, displaced, imprisoned, and killed, often without recognition or response from the international community. AAA emerged from this vacuum. It was established by committed volunteers and professionals who recognized that advocacy could no longer be reactive, fragmented, or informal. The Amhara people needed a credible, organized, and principled civic institution, one capable of engaging policymakers, media, and international institutions with facts, discipline, and moral clarity. From its inception in 2016, AAA was built on a simple but powerful idea that the lives, dignity, and rights of Amharas matter, and that they deserve organized defense. Since its founding, AAA has grown into one of the most recognized Amhara civic organizations globally. First, AAA played a critical role in documenting human rights abuses. While atrocities against Amharas were often dismissed, minimized, or mischaracterized, AAA worked to collect testimonies, verify incidents, and produce credible reports. AAA's reports are now cited by think tanks, human rights organizations, and many of the largest media brands in the world. These efforts ensure that Amhara suffering could not be erased or denied. Second, AAA has consistently engaged the U.S. Congress, the State Department, Treasury, and U.S. trade representatives, United Nations, and the African Union. Through briefings, meetings, letters, and public advocacy, AAA has helped educate lawmakers, policymakers about the realities on the ground. Members of Congress increasingly reference Amhara targeted violence, mass displacement, drone strikes, and the collapse of education and healthcare in Amhara regions, because AAA put these facts before them. In February 2023, AAA filed a landmark case against the Abiy regime with the African Commission on Human and People's Rights that is currently being deliberated. Third, AAA has elevated Amhara voices in international and media spaces, whether through advocacy campaigns, expert briefings, and collaboration with journalists and researchers. AAA has challenged distorted narratives and insisted on truth. AAA has also coordinated several media briefings for FANA leaders with Western media. Fourth, AAA has helped build coalitions, working with other Amhara civic organizations, human rights groups, faith leaders, and policy institutions. These relationships are critical because Amhara advocacy cannot exist in isolation. It must operate within the broader human rights and policy frameworks. AAA has partnered with FANA and FANA member organizations to engage their elected officials. AAA has also partnered with International Amhara Movement and its members to engage their elected officials in Canada, Europe, and Australia. None of these accomplishments were easy. They were achieved with limited resources, volunteer labor, and often under intense pressure and criticism. But they happened because people believed in the mission. Despite these achievements, AAA and the Amhara civic movement more broadly faces serious challenges. The first is disunity. Fragmentation weakens advocacy. Personal rivalries, organizational competition, and social media disputes distract from the real enemy: genocide, injustice, and systemic marginalization. When Amharas attack one another more fiercely than they challenge the abusive systems, we lose credibility and momentum. The second challenge is resource limitations. Advocacy, investigations, legal cases, and sustained engagement with institutions require funding, expertise, and time. Too often, expectations are high while support is minimal. We cannot demand professional outcomes while relying solely on volunteer sacrifice. The third challenge is misinformation and internal conflict. False accusations, conspiracy narratives, and public infighting damage organizations that are trying to do serious work. This creates fear, discourages professionals from participating, and benefits those who wish to see Amhara advocacy fail. The fourth challenge is emotional exhaustion. Many in this movement are grieving. They have lost family members, destroyed communities, stolen futures. Advocacy, while traumatized, is not easy, and burnout is real. These challenges are not unique to AAA. They are challenges facing the entire Amhara civic ecosystem. The solution is not silence, nor blind loyalty. The solution is collective responsibility. First, we must commit to unity with principle. Unity does not mean agreement on everything. It means recognizing that no single organization, leader, or activist owns the Amhara cause. It means resolving disagreements internally and respectfully, not through public destruction. It also means finding alliances with other Ethiopians. Second, we must invest in our institutions. That means financial support, professional engagement, and long-term thinking. If we want effective advocacy, we must fund it. If we want credibility, we must protect and strengthen the organizations doing the work. We should be the most powerful voice in Washington, D.C., Ottawa, London, Brussels, Canberra, and Wellington. Third, we must shift from outrage to strategy. Anger is justified. There's genocide been committed against our people. So it's understandable. The strategy wins change. AAA's strength has been in its ability to translate community pain into policy language, legal frameworks, and institutional engagement. That approach must be supported, not undermined. Fourth, we must encourage collaboration. Organizations like AAA, FANA, IAM, local associations, and grassroots movements must amplify, not compete with one another. When one advances, all advance. When one is weakened, all are weakened. Fifth, we must work with other similar Ethiopian-based organizations that understand our suffering, our pain, and who want a better future in Ethiopia. There's an opportunity here. Finally, we must remember why this work matters. It is not about positions, titles, or recognition. It is about ending a genocide, returning displaced families to their children, to their homes, children back to schools, farmers to till their lands, release of Amhara prisoners of conscience, and justice for victims whose names never make headlines. The Amhara Association of America did not emerge by accident. It was born out of necessity. Its survival and success now depends on whether Amharas choose cooperation over division, and not just AAA, but FANA, IAM, and every Amhara civic organization across the globe. So, do we choose cooperation over division, substance over noise, and long-term impact over short-term emotion? History will not ask how loudly we argued amongst ourselves. It will ask whether we rose together when our people needed us most. So let us choose unity. Let us choose responsibility. Let us choose to work together. Let us choose to do it now. Thank you.